and that helps you track progress towards reversing it. And the goal is HOMA-IR under 1.5. If you're diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and you're tracking your A1C every 3 months, but your blood sugar is still over 7%, it's out of control. And this video is for you. So here's the truth when it comes to reversing type 2 diabetes. A1C isn't enough. It's just the tip of the iceberg. I'm Dr. Adam. I'm a naturopathic doctor and a diabetes coach who works with men over 40 to reverse type 2 diabetes, optimize testosterone, and reclaim their energy. And I use a data-driven approach. But what data? Well, that A1C test, that was cutting edge back in the 90s. But now we have continuous glucose monitors, insulin trend analysis, and even advanced panels that tell the real story of your metabolism. If you want to take control of your blood sugar and reverse diabetes at the source, you need more than just a single number like A1C. Today, I'll show you the 4 key glucose metrics that I use and one powerful lab panel that reveals what's really going on under the hood. Think of these like the dashboard in your car. You wouldn't just rely on the gas gauge. You need to see the full cluster, the oil pressure, engine temp, warning lights. Well, the same goes for your metabolic health. Let's start with the most basic but powerful number. It's fasting glucose. This is your blood sugar after about 8 hours without food, and typically measure this first thing in the morning. I want you to think of it like your metabolic resting heart rate. So if it's high, that means something's off, even before you eat. Tracking it daily helps spot trends faster. Is your metabolism improving? Is it flatlining? Are you slipping? Fasting glucose gives you a reliable pulse check on your overall metabolic health. And what I look for is a fasting glucose under 90. But most guys I work with are waking up well over 126, which is in the diabetes range. At that point, you're not just a little high, you've got glucose backing up into the bloodstream, like, gas overflowing from the fuel tank. That's metabolic dysfunction. Okay, next up is the daily average glucose from a continuous glucose monitor, the CGM. Here's the problem with A1C. It gives you an average over 3 months, but 2 people can have the exact same A1C and totally different blood sugar behavior. One could be spiking and crashing all the time. The other might be stable and improving. A1C doesn't show that nuance. So what I track in CGM data is how food affects you. What happens after a stressful day, how poor sleep drives glucose up, the power of one great day. So say you eat well, you strength train, you have quality recovery that day. All of it is visible in CGM data. And daily averages below 114 or so, that tells me that your habits are working. And you can see that on a daily basis instead of a 3-month basis. Best of all, seeing daily wins is way more motivating than waiting for that next lab result. Big picture, CGMs give us hourly feedback, not quarterly confusion. Now let's talk about a silent driver of diabetes. That's fasting insulin. So most people don't measure this, but it's often elevated long before glucose goes up. So your blood sugar might look okay, but if your insulin level is sky high, just to keep that blood sugar in check, well, you're on the edge of a breakdown. This is insulin resistance in disguise. And I use fasting insulin to calculate HOMA-IR, which estimates how severe the insulin resistance is. And that helps you track progress towards reversing it. And the goal is HOMA-IR under 1.5. Most guys I see start well over 3, which is the problem. Now, I will say that as HOMA-IR improves, I often see glucose trending down, waistline shrinking, energy comes back. All this is connected. This is how we track metabolic disease reversal, not just with A1C. If you want to go deeper, you can ask your doctor for the new insulin resistance panel from Quest Diagnostics. So this is a more modern assessment of metabolic health, and it includes everything I just mentioned. So fasting glucose, fasting insulin, A1C, as well as HDL and triglycerides, which gives us a full snapshot of your insulin sensitivity before things spiral out of control. Or again, to help you track progress as you try to reverse diabetes. So here's the problem, big picture, with only looking at A1C. It reflects past behavior, not current trends. It's like checking your speed after you've already gotten a speeding ticket. And that's because it averages 3 months and hides all the nuance. So the spikes, the drops, the stress responses, it's unknown. For most of the guys that start working with me who are trying to reverse their diabetes, we're only checking their A1C every 3 months. The saying I like is that's like trying to save, let's say $10,000, but only looking at your bank account once a quarter. If your balance drops or stays the same during that time, you won't know why. Was it daily spending? Was it one big purchase? Without frequent check-ins, you miss the details that matter. Well, it's the same with your blood sugar. You need to see the day-to-day patterns to fix the problem. And as a diabetes coach, I can't wait 90 days to see if something worked or not. Clock is ticking and your pancreas can't afford the delay. So instead, I focus on daily fasting glucose, CGM averages and trends, fasting insulin and HOMA-IR, and potentially advanced panels like Quest Insulin Resistance Score. And the good news is all of these tests, even the CGM, them are affordable and accessible, with or without insurance. So with those tools, we don't guess, we adjust on a weekly basis, sometimes daily. So here's what to remember. A1C is outdated as your only marker. So real-time metrics equal real-time progress, and progress means reversal. So let's stop guessing, start tracking what actually matters. All right, subscribe for weekly breakthroughs in metabolic men's health, including tips to reverse type 2 diabetes, optimize testosterone, master your diet and lifestyle. Let's get to work.